What's up guys, in this video I'm gonna be showing you guys one of the best setup options you can have. This setup is actually based on my own setup and I would say I have a really good setup, so let's get into it. So first I'm gonna be actually talking about my keyboard. Now my keyboard is the Apex Pro TKL. It's a really fast keyboard, it's one of the best options for gaming, but it's not really budget I would say, but when you can get it on sale, then I would recommend to basically everyone because it's super fast. I have no problems with it. I'm gonna actually show you guys on Amazon. So guys, this is the beauty herself. It's on sale right now, so if anyone is interested, I'll just go for it. You know, the rapid trigger actuation makes it super fast, and I will say like 90% of pros, depends on the game, but use it. You know, so if anyone wants to get better at a game, or I mean just improve a lot, I would just, recommend buying this because this genuinely changed the whole way I was playing. You know, I wasn't really the best player before, but this has helped me so much, but it took a while to use to, you know. It's not the easiest learn, but it's really high risk and it's high reward. As you guys can see, it's got the mini screen right there, so it makes it like super nice looking. Alright guys, this keyboard is awesome. As you guys can see, it's got the rapid trigger motion. So if I'm just gonna type S, just lay my finger on it, or basically type it and I'm not even like touching it fully down. So now I'm actually gonna be talking about my mouse. Now my mouse is an Attack Shark mouse. And to be honest, I always doubted that company, you know. I thought it could never be as good as Logitech or SteelSeries. But like genuinely, when I go to my friend's house, who by the way has a Logitech G Pro X Super Light, I would say that this mouse I have right now is way better. You know, it's way faster, and that's a fact. That's that's not speculation because it's got a polling rate that's 8 times faster. And the polling rate is a interesting topic to say the least. Because you can have a really fast polling rate, but if you have a like slower CPU like me, you're gonna be actually having trouble with running that. So I actually run only 4000 hertz, but it's still super fast. So make sure you actually find out it's gonna be laggy for you if you get this mouse or not. But I generally also recommend it to absolutely everyone, guys. You guys can see this mouse is awesome. It's only $56 right now. It's not even on sale. It's got a 8000 hertz pulling rate. So yeah, like a normal Logitech mouse, even like the pro ones at 1000 hertz. So this is 8 times faster if your CPU can handle it. It was one thing I would look into if you want to buy this mouse. Not all CPUs are capable of running 8000 hertz. So make sure you find that out. But I myself play 4000. It works really well. It's super fast. So yeah, you can use it also as that. 55 grams, guys. It's 8 grams lighter. Plus minus than a Logitech G Pro X Super Light, guys. Super light. So it's super light. It works super well. It came super fast, and I recommend it to everyone, guys. So yeah. So this is the mouse. It's really fast and I love it. I've been using it every day, bro, and it's just a game changer. So next, I really want to talk about your mousepad. Now, mousepads are like a key component to the whole setup, but honestly, I don't really have a one in mind I would recommend you guys. Just make sure when you buy one, it's thick and it's big, So you have a lot of, space for your mouse, so you have to have a low sensitivity which can, limit your player abilities. So really watch out for that. But other than that, bro, like I personally have a mousepad that came with my table, so and it's really quality, so I have no problem with that. It's great. I didn't complain about it once. So yeah, just make sure it's nice, big, as I said, and thick. Now, your computer is the biggest part of your whole setup. So make sure when you're picking a computer, be careful and pick good because computers cost a lot of money. You guys know the situation with RAM and how it's expensive, so I'll watch out on that. You know, I personally have a like an i5 CPU and a RTX 4060, and it works 100% like well for me. I don't complain at all. It's not the best computer in the world, but I don't really need more. I was really thinking about buying a new CPU, a better CPU, so my CPU can actually handle my mouse, not the other way around. And um, but CPUs are really expensive, so I was still thinking about that. But yeah, bro, like make sure your PC gets 200 FPS at least, bro, because mine gets easily. Mine will get 240, but like in light games it gets really chunky, So I keep it to 200, just for it's a little bit stable. But still, guys, the next part of this is gonna be monitor. I have only 170 hertz monitor, so I only see 170 FPS of that. But I'm gonna talk about that next. So watch out, bro. So your monitor is also super important because you can have a PC that runs around 400 FPS, but if you have a monitor that's 60 hertz, you only see 60, hertz, 60 FPS. So make sure you pick out a good monitor also, But this is about preferences though. Like I'll just pick up one that has like 240 hertz. Depends on the game you're playing, bro. Like honestly, like there's a big jump in like 60 to 120 FPS hertz, but then it's like not that big of a like deal, you know. So at least like 144 hertz is like okay, bro. But if you want like to be pro level, bro, I'll just pick out a 240 hertz monitor and give it a call it a day, So be careful, for like really small monitors because that can be, something that extra thing you have to care about. That can be, a limit also for your performances and how you play. So be careful. But whether it's OLED or whether it's OLED or I don't know, bro. It doesn't matter that much. Like OLED is great, but it's super expensive. So well, like it gets a little bit pricey. If you're buying another stuff like mouse and keyboard on top of it. So yeah, just make sure you make a choice based on your budget. So I'm showing you this just so you get an idea of what to look for. It's a 240 Hz monitor, 27 inches, and it's 0 0.3 milliseconds. It looks great. If I had to buy a new monitor, I would buy this one or something like that. Just it doesn't have to be like this one specifically, but just these specs are really great. You can play any game with this, and this is just like a pro level monitor. So I will look for this type of monitors, and yeah, guys, this is just great. I just want to, guys, thank you so much for watching it till the end. It took me a lot of time making this video, and I know there's still so many mistakes, but I'm still starting out. I promise, guys, I will get better at this. And if you want, guys, support me, please like and subscribe. But yeah, this is the whole video. Have a blessed day, and God bless you guys.